And God stepped out on eternity, gazed down on a land and sea, and saw a travesty. A travesty of hopelessness, death, sin, and despair. A stench filled the air, a stench of sin and separation. And God took pause as he looked at the plight of men with whom he had once so closely related. He sighed as their paths continually degraded to life without life. And God said, because I love them, I will save them. I will cause a sacrifice to be done. I will offer my only begotten son. Oh, what a pretty little baby. A gentle wind blew from somewhere in eternity, blew on a world gone mad, a fruit gone bad. To a sheep who had lost their way, the sun would rise to begin a new day. And while Satan, content in the knowledge of lives lost and souls on the brink of destruction, unable to pay the price of restoration, and yet, on Christmas morn, a babe is born. Oh, 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 what a pretty little baby. Mary, did you understand that while in your arms your baby slept, that prophets of old rejoiced for promises kept, and angels rejoiced and shone the stars to guide the way for wise men who would seek him in their day? Joseph, quiet Joseph. Did you understand that pregnant Mary's virginity was predestined in eternity to bear witness of a child who would be born without sin, whose death would begin the resurrection story of life without end? Oh, what a pretty little baby Joseph. Look at his baby, and for joy he cried. But Herod spoke, and young boys died. Joseph's joy and Herod's fear neither realized that salvation's plan was so near. God himself looked down on his gift of life, wrapped in a manger, yet unable to walk on water, or speak to calm a raging sea, or tell a dying world, if you would only just believe. The wise men, they found him. They found his hands so soft and small, his little feet not very large at all. Hands and feet that would be nailed to a cross of wooden yew, a wood that he once knew, a wood that would soak up his blood as he would hang there dying for me and for you. And yet there would be something in his eyes that would speak to a peace that would be offered not only to the greatest but to the least. Oh, what a pretty little baby. God himself looked down on his gift of life, hanging between heaven and earth, between death and birth, nailed to a tree. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Look what they've done to that pretty little baby. His blood ran down into the earth that he created, and the earth began to shake as it lost its will. The sun stood still as it lost its will to hang on to those long past dead. And it was of a truth that the prophet said, he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Oh, what a pretty little baby.